in Jehovah.
Everybody want a trauma bond with foundational Black Americans. Have y'all noticed that people always want a trauma bond with us? I think that's wild. That's the most wildest thing. I'm still not used to that. But anyway, before we get started, man, I just want to thank everyone for the love and support. Thank y'all for commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, sharing my video, just everything that y'all do. I humbly appreciate that. And another thing too, man, life can be something else. You know what I'm saying? Life can be something else sometimes. And I always say, man, listen, there's other people that's going through something worse than you are, or you might be going through something worse than the next person. But at the end of the day, there is some type of light at the end. I will always constantly say that. It will always be light at the end at some given time. And I learned how to give grace to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the biggest attribute for myself is understanding people's plight. Even though people can irk my nerves, even though, I might get agitated, but sometimes certain individuals I gotta look at and be like, Brian, you might be their outlet that they don't have. You know what I mean? And sometimes I have to dial back and be like, let me let them make it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there. But anyway, before we get started, please, please, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Family, what's up with this trauma bonding that all groups of people have with us? Even white people like to trauma bond with us. It be certain instances where I interact with white people and they tell me they trailer park or they live in stores. You know what I'm saying? You might have a co-worker or a friend or somebody you might see at the grocery store or something, and they be like, hey, how you doing? Like, yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Yeah, man, everything is going down, and I remember growing up, I didn't have this and have that. My mom was on drugs and I got adopted and blah, 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 blah. And they say it in a way like I can relate to them. And I be looking like, oh, I never been through that. My life was on growing up as a kid, or I always had food in the house. I can't remember a day there wasn't no food in the house or I didn't eat. And if I didn't eat, it was because I didn't like what was cooked. My mama and daddy wasn't drug addicts, but white people like to have those stores with us. You even see immigrants have these same stories, be trying to trauma bond with us, on what we went through. We went through Jim Crow here. We went through mass incarceration, the drug epidemic, slavery, being hung from trees, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't go to certain places, whites and colored only situations that our ancestors been through on this land. Just everything. Anything you could think of that the Black American went through, you'll see a lot of immigrant groups try to trauma bond with it. They'd be like, hey, in Mexico, we went through the drug thing and we had drug dealers out there, which y'all know is the cartel, and they held families hostages and stuff like that. And that's why I understand the plight of Black people, because y'all had drugs in your community and they sold drugs and they had the neighborhood on lock. And I'm looking like, no. They were savage, but they wasn't savages like y'all are. Your cartels will come through and just wipe out the whole areas out there. They do some wild stuff. The little drug dealers we had, they attack the people that had something to do with it, So, or you even have Africans, trying to compare their struggle with us, to like, hey nigga, we understand what you're dealing with the government and the white man. The white man done these things to us. We went through apartheid and all these things here, and we just going through it. And I'm looking like, yeah, we went through it, but we didn't go through it like y'all go through it. Y'all have tribal wars. Y'all wiped out whole lineages out there and stuff like this. So we can't bond like that. You know what I'm saying? I think the Black American struggle and the Black American trauma or the tragedy that happens to us is just different from everyone else. A lot of times, a lot of harm that happens to a lot of their people is from their own people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that other factors or groups never came and destroyed their countries or nothing like that. I would never lie and omit history like that. You know, even we see the J people, you know, those people that wear the small hats, they compare their atrocities or mm, their stuff, what they went through during the Holocaust to slavery. You know, they went through what, maybe 6 to 8 years of the Holocaust, but we dealt with like 300 years of slavery, you know, and they try to compare that. So everybody want to trauma bond with us, and I think that's wild to me. It's not a cool thing. Reason why I'm saying this because y'all try to trauma bond with us, but y'all still practice anti-black hatred towards us also. And that's the funny thing about it. Like, y'all telling me all these things, white people, Africans, immigrants, all these different groups telling me all these things, like how we are alike, how much we're so alike, and we shouldn't delineate from that because we all share a common bond. But it's just not what it is. It's just not what it is. Y'all don't translate that into, like, let me work with these people. Let me empathize and sympathize with these people. Black Americans always helped us out, so let me, you know, understand where they come from also, but it never worked like that collectively. The Mexicans never done that. You know, they said that back in the day, 60 years ago, they said the Negro problem is not our problem. That's their problem. They need to work on their own shit. That's what they said. Africans have the same thing. We see what the Africans say about it. We know how white people feel about us. I think us Black Americans know white people better than white people. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. And I can't trauma bond with you because you went through atrocities in your homeland. I'm not there. Do I sympathize? No, I ain't gonna say I can empathize with you. I never been through that. I don't know what it's like to have a whole village just ravaged and savaged through all the time. I don't know how I feel to be migrating to different places just because it's a war-torn country. As of today, I'm not saying America never fall like that, but even if America fall, I'm not going nowhere. Where I'm gonna go? But anyway, but yeah, man, because I look at trauma like this, man, and I got a quick story, right? So I remember back in like 2004, 2005, back home in Jackson, Mississippi, you know, it was on a Sunday, I ain't gonna never forget. And you know, on Sundays, I don't know if they do it in y'all city, but they be having like car meetups or cruising, or, you know, everybody on Sunday, they all had their cars out, everybody might hang out at the grocery store. In Jackson, we'll ride Northside Drive, or we'll hang out, we used to hang out at the Memorial Stadium, you know, where they play college football games at. Or we'll just hang at different parking lots, just post up. It'd be like hundreds of people out there. Thousands, maybe even thousands of people out there. I'm like, everybody come out and support. But I remember on this Sunday, my car was in the shop that week, and I had a partner named D. And I ain't really know, well, I knew D. You know how sometimes you meet people, y'all not close like that, but y'all cool, right? And how I met D back in the day, I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, I was good at playing Madden. So we used to travel around Mississippi or certain states around the United States, and we'll play people on Madden. This before we can play listen here, young folks. If any young people listen, this before online gaming, what online gaming is right now. So back in about between 2004 and 6. But anyway, we used to go to different places, and, you know, people used to bet. You know, we used to, you know, like, I might play somebody in, let's say, in Portland somewhere, and you got people that say, man, I put $500 on Brian, $500 on him. That's the pot right there. So it's $1,000 pot technically, you know, even though if I win, I still got to break house anyway. But that's how I met him, you know what I'm saying? He was like, kind of like a street cat or whatever, but he was cool though, but I knew he was a dirty nigga too. That was a dirty nigga. Right this time, this is a dirty nigga. But anyway, I'm at my grandmother's house at the time, and I'm outside, you know, just chilling and talking or whatever, and I see him roll past. So I was like, oh, okay, he out here in the neighborhood. Shit, let me hit him up, see, you know, if he can run me to my mama's house. Cause at the time, I was staying with my mama at the time. So I hit him up. I said, hey, D, man, you know, what you got going on? He's like, nah. I said, hey, you think you can run me to my mama's house? I'll shoot you some gas money. He's like, nah, B, you ain't got to worry about it. Just come on. I'm going to be through there. I'm swing back around about 20 minutes. I'm like, bet. So he had like a Dynasty. Was it Dynasty, Buick Dynasty? I don't know if it was a Chrysler Dynasty. I think he had a Chrysler. It was a regular car, but it had AC in it, and it had some thump in the trunk. I ain't gonna lie. But it got us to where we need to go. But anyway, He pulled around. It was two cats in the, nah, he pulled around. It was just him in the car. He said, hey, I got to pick up my partners. And then I'm going to shoot you to the crib. I'm like, all right, bet. So I hop in the car. We just chopping it up, woo, woo, woo. So we pick up his two friends, whatever. I seen them, but I didn't know them like that. But anyway, so I ain't gonna never forget, man. We get on Northside Drive from Shady Oaks or Bel Air and stuff like that. If you're from Jackson or if you're from Mississippi, you probably already know what I'm talking about. So we ride down Northside Drive, hanging, going towards Hanging Mouse. And we sitting at the light. Now, before we get to Hanging Mouse, as we ride down Northside Drive, everybody and their mama out. I'm talking about, man, you see people and man, these whips sitting on 22s. I don't even think 24s was out there, but man, you just see these candy paint. You see the ladies out there, man, girls looking good out there, man, fellas looking fly and shit. And I remember as we was coming up to the light to get to make a left on Hanging Mouse, it was a long line, so we sat in line for a good 30 minutes. So finally we get to the light. We seeing everybody, man. You got people posted up at the parking lot. I think it used to be like a Walgreens parking lot, but it was a grocery store right there. I forgot the name of the grocery store. But then you got McDonald's, because we at the light right here, so we about to make a left, so it's a McDonald's right here. So I remember sitting in the car, and I'm on the passenger side, and it's a four-way light stop. So, you got people, making a left, passing us. You got people going straight. Got people coming in this direction. You got people coming in this direction. So, the car came around right here. You know what I'm saying? They were making a left they was on Hanging Mouse, but they were making a left on Northside Drive, and we was facing this way. So, we sitting in the car just tripping out, chilling. So, a car pulled up, skirt. Niggas hopped out the car. Boom, 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 boom. Left off like 30 shots in the car. Pop, 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 pop. Now, in the midst of all this shit going, I don't know what the fuck going on. Because if I hear the gunshots, but I didn't know the gunshots was coming through us. You know what I'm saying? Because when gunshots are hitting things, even though even though I'm in the car, but I just didn't realize it was coming through our car, and I didn't realize what was happening in it for about a half a second. So as I realized that our car is getting shot up, and what made me realize my partner, he hopped over. This is the funny part. I don't know if he was trying to protect me from getting shot, or he was hopping over the seat to keep from getting shot, so he can get out the passenger door, get out my door. So as we getting shot where the car getting shot up, my nigga getting hit. The people in the back seat getting like lit the fuck up. I'm talking about they getting lit up, man. And during that moment, I can hear the people in the back like, ah shit. But my partner, he's still over me. And this motherfucker said some shit to me like, he like, B, this shit hurt. And man, it was a certain type of noise this dude made, bro, when he was getting lit up, right? So it stopped for about a half a second. The car's still right there because I'm peeking over because I'm moving and shit. I'm trying to get this nigga about me so I can get out the car door. Couldn't get out the car door because the door was locked. You know what I mean? So as we struggling to get out, another car pulled up on my side. Now I'm sitting like this. Now I'm trying to, and to this day, I'm like, how this car pull up on the side of us and we in traffic? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the car pulled up, let off some more rounds in the car. So after it's all said and done, my nigga, he sit back, he bleeding like a motherfucker. I think he got hit like 8-9 times. The people in the back got hit a lot of times right there. I'm the only nigga that didn't get hit. Shit, because I had his ass on top of me. Thank God the dude that came on my side didn't shoot in the door, because there would have been a headshot on my ass, right? There would have been a direct headshot on me. Let me pause for a minute. The dude I was with, he was a grimy nigga. He was one of them grimy niggas, right? And I knew what type of nigga he was. I knew what type of shit he was doing in the streets, but I never hung with the nigga like that. I just saw the nigga riding through the neighborhood so I can get back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because my car was in the shop. But background to reason why all this shit happened He robbed somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it was on some petty shit. And when he robbed the person, he done elbowed the dude girlfriend in the mouth. You know, like hit her with the elbow. You know what I'm saying? Because her dude wasn't trying to give up the shit from one after everything happened. So the nigga, so this shit happened 2 nights prior. I don't have no clue what's going on. I knew the nigga was a grimy nigga, but I didn't know it was to this level of griminess, because I ain't no street nigga. I wasn't no street nigga at all. I always tell people, man, 95% of my people was straight up squares, just like me, and the other 5% was some street cats. So I wasn't a known person in Jackson. You know, like you'll get some people like, yeah, man, I was the man from my hometown. You know, you'll hear people say, I wasn't that. That ain't bullshit. I wasn't that. But I was cool with a lot of people. I was friends with a lot of people. I was cool with a lot of popular people. But a lot of people that knew the popular people don't know I have a great relationship with some of these people, because I wasn't into this shit, right? So, but anyway, the dude wanted to get his get back, and dude got his get back, and that's why my people got lit up. But anyway, get back to the story. So once everything's said and done now, keep in mind, on this particular day, everybody and their mama out. Now, after everything done happened, shit done got cleared. Now it looks like a goddamn wild, wild west with tumbleweeds floating around and club flies just flying around. Couldn't see nobody in sight. You know what I'm saying? It was just a crazy part in a split second. No traffic, no nothing. So boom, I pushed my partner to the side. I looked in the back, and I'm still trying to just gather myself together. I asked my partner, like, you straight? Knew he wasn't straight. That was a dumbass question, because his nigga got lit up. And he made a sound that just made me look at him different. Like a motherfucker. Because, bro, when them shots were hitting him, you know, you say, shit. That nigga said, shit. This shit, Like, that nigga making some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway. So, I end up getting out the car, pushed him to the side, drove him to the hospital. Boom, went to the hospital, whatever. Everybody made it, man. He almost didn't make it, but he made it through. His leg got fucked up real bad, man. One of the bullets hit his spinal cord, and it fucked up. Man, it fucked up something, man. They shattered his hip. Like, he took a lot of bullets, but none of the bullets hit an artery. Yes, it did. One of the bullets did hit an artery. That's why he almost didn't make it, because he was losing a lot of blood. But it didn't hit no major organs. You know what I'm saying? The people in the back, they got lit up. Now, a couple of them got hit real bad, but they was cool. So we ended up going to the hospital and shit, and, you know, took them to the hospital, whatever. We going through that. I ended up, hold on. As we get to the hospital, just imagine, y'all, the people, the police that was there, they think I had something to do with the shit, because I was the only person to get hit, but I got a lot of blood on me and shit. They think I said, listen, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. You know, we was in the car rolled up, let off some shots. It probably more than 30 shots. And matter of fact, I remember the gun that one of the dudes had. It was an SK-47. During that time, I call it the baby AK, but the SK Jam. And man, listen, just thinking back on, I'm so thankful that the SK jammed and everything, because that's what they were known for, jamming. But if dude could have got out the rest of them rounds, man, I probably got hit, and I probably would be here today, or my people wouldn't have been here today, right? But anyway, so we get to the hospital. Police ask me questions like, man, listen, I don't even know who the dude that was shooting at us and that. They were just shooting at us, you know. But anyway, about a day later, I'm at the crib, and I hop in the car with my mom. We were going to Walmart. And for some odd reason, you know, I started to get scared, fearful, trauma. I'm being traumatized. Cause at first when it happened, you know, you're adrenaline rushing and stuff like that, but you're not just realizing how this shit has affected you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going through a psychosis, or going through a mental lapse that I could have died. I could have not been almost here. I could have lost my life, you know? And I started to think about this shit. So when I get in my mama's car, I just started to freak the fuck out. I said, oh shit. Because my mama don't know what happened. That's the other part about it. My mama don't know what happened. You know what I mean? So I'm going through this man, I'm going through this psychosis, going through all types of emotions, and I just broke down, just started crying. So my mom like, what's going on? Da 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 da. I'm like, nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's nothing. I don't know what's going on. There's nothing. I don't know what's going on. There's nothing. There's nothing. Nothing. But I just kept crying and crying and crying. So as time went on, I started to be paranoid. You know what I'm saying? I'm paranoid when cars drive by. I'm paranoid you know, when people walk up on me. I'm paranoid when people walk up on my car during this time. Like, I'm jittery, I'm jumpy, I'm scary. I didn't want to go out. Um, I was only comfortable if I was inside the house or at my people house that I fuck with that I know they ain't with the shit. Um, it was just a lot, man. And it took a toll on me, you know what I'm saying, dealing with it because I'm envisioning my friend, he getting lit up, blood coming out his eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? I never seen blood come out somebody's eye. I never seen no shit like that. And a bullet didn't hit him in the eye. I don't know why blood was coming out his eye. And sometimes I think about it, I said, was there blood coming out his eye? Well, it just blood, period. You know what I'm saying? And it just dripping, but it just see his face and man, and just having all that blood on me, yo, like and how I could have been gone. How if he didn't react and just even I don't know if he was trying to protect me, or was he trying to get away, or was them bullets were tearing his ass up to the point where he was just moving. Even his body wasn't there, man. I would have been gone, yo. I would have been gone. And for the other person right there that was letting off shots, he didn't get hit with none of those shots. All because we were slumped down under the door, under the window right here. So we slumped down right here. So dude probably just letting off shots because I think he was shooting scared shots. I think that's what he was doing. I could tell because even when he was busting, he was shaking, you know. But that shit fucked me up, right? So after that, he got out the hospital and I chopped it up with him, right? And I found myself talking to him, you know, sharing how I felt and he shared how he felt. And we trauma bonded over this situation. And I noticed when we was trauma bonding, I started to get to know him. And I said, oh, this nigga crazy as batshit. This nigga talk to himself. This nigga schizophrenic. This nigga been touched on as a kid. He been through a lot in his life, you know what I'm saying? And he's dumping other things that he went through in his life on me, you know what I'm saying? And certain paths that me and him in life had, I wasn't going in that direction. I didn't know how to relate to that, but I did relate to the trauma that we both shared together. And I think my trauma, his trauma was probably different. He got hit, I didn't. I think my whole trauma was, and it could be the same because we was both in the same situation and we both were survivors of this and we both almost lost our life together. So I could see the parallel in there, but man, that situation kind of like changed my thought process on life, right? And even after that, I say a year later, I was somewhere. I won't say I was at, I ain't gonna say it was like, it was kind of like a club or whatever, man, but they had an outing. And this is the third time, no, this is the second time in my life where I seen something like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever told about the first time. But this is the second time I seen something like this where somebody get their shit pushed back, get shot in the head and just instantly die, you know? And it's just crazy how you can, cause I don't know how can I tell this story, but it's just crazy how 1 minute, even though I didn't know this person, I'd never seen this person in my life, but you know how you see somebody going in an establishment or whatever, let's say they might got on a nice Jordan outfit. It's like, that's a fly Jordan outfit. And next thing you know, they dead, you know. And that was a situation with him, man. You know, he walked out the establishment, man, and me and the chick, we were sitting in the car, just chopping it up, whatever, you know. I'm trying to holler, I'm trying to get some cat from the girl and shit. She was bullshit. So, but we still chopping it up, man. I remember the dude walking in front of my car, man. Dude came and blammed him in the back of the head. And just, you know, everything just came out of his head right there, right in front of me, you know. And keep in mind, I'm still fucked up by what happened almost a year and a half ago. And just to see that again, that shit fucked me up mentally, man. Nigga had PTSD behind that shit. I had to get therapy. I had to get therapy behind like all that. It before therapy was what it was, cause my mother, she's a mental health therapist also, so she directed me where I need to go and stuff like that. But man, that shit took me a long time to and I still carry that a little bit. I still carry like paranoia and shit like that. You know what I mean? I man, I still carry that paranoia sometimes. Even when I'm out and about sometimes, I'm always looking. I'm always looking. I don't never wear slides when I always gotta have my shoes tied up. I'm always ready. I always got something on me. You know what I'm saying? Even if I ain't got it on me, I got some mace, I got a knife, I got something on me, Or if I'm in a place or a building or something, I'm pretty sure a lot of men do that, but I always got my back against the wall. Or if I'm at a restaurant, I'm always make sure I'm facing who's coming in, who's coming out. I always have my woman walk in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I don't never let my woman walk behind me. When my woman go through the door, she go through the door first. You know what I mean? I hold the door, but she walk in first. You know what I mean? Just a lot of little things that I learned from that situation that have scarred me, yo. You know what I'm saying? That scarred me like a motherfucker. And the reason why I say trauma bonding with people with situations, even though me and him probably had the same similar situation, but just not only him, I started to hang with people that been shot, that been injured by gun violence or been hurt by some type of violence. I just noticed I started to talk to people with people like that. I'm like, man, I can't trauma bond with these niggas. These niggas from the gang. These niggas from the street. These niggas about that life. I ain't about that life. You know what I'm saying? So why am I trauma bonding with them? Why am I bonding with them? We have nothing in common. And that's how I feel about these Africans. Just because, the white man doing this shit to you or white people, just because white folks, you poor and shit, you know what I'm saying? You still ain't got the same effects as the black American have. I didn't get shot. My partner got shot. He the one who lost his life. I'm just scared as hell that I could have lost my life. So I can understand, but anyway. Yeah, man. Trauma bonding. Be careful who you trauma bond with just in life. Just because y'all have something similar together doesn't mean that y'all gonna align together. And I still talk to D every blue moon. You still chop it up, man. He married. He moved to Arizona, living his great life, man, and everything. And I salute D for that. I reached out to him too if I could tell the story. But yeah, he's doing good, man. And what's funny, nobody didn't know. Nobody didn't know what happened to me. You guys, anybody that's kind of close to me, they know, but a lot of people that might see me around and shit, they didn't know that was me in that car. They didn't know that. They didn't know how scared shitless I was. Oh, let me tell you another part. Then when he got hit up, he shitted on himself. My nigga shitted on himself. Just that pain alone, man, his muscles loosened. They unlocked. And that nigga shitted on himself. So that's, even just going through that, man, that shit fucked me up, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's to this day, I'm 43 and I was like probably 21 at the time. Even 20 years later, that shit still fuck with me, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That shit still fuck with me. That's why I'm always careful of bonding with people, because I have a shared traumatic experience with. Because that shit ain't gonna work. Get you some help. Talk to somebody. And I can't tell nobody what to do, but PTSD is real. And I know it's a lot of my Black American men and women, but a lot of my Black American men probably share the same struggle and story that I have concerning violence. Especially, I wasn't a violent person. I wasn't a street person, but sharing those type of traumatic experience, that's why I get real fucking offended when these funky flip-flop wearing immigrants or white people want to come to me talking about, you ain't go through what we went through. Don't disrespect me like that. We ain't the same kind. But anyway, y'all have a good one. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.
When my heart was heavy, when my mind was tired, you walked into my shadows, lit a quiet fire. Jehovah, you are the truth. Every word you speak cuts straight through. Brian Jehovah, carving my youth into something real, something new. Brian Jehovah, you are the truth. When the lies were louder than the voice inside,